Hi everyone, Shabbat Shalom Uvorach. We read this week about the great flood that destroyed the entire world and how Noach with his family was saved in the ark. And there's a very interesting question. You know, when the flood was over, Noach wanted to know if it was safe to leave the ark. What does he do? He sends the birds, the raven and the dove. And the obvious question is, why not just look, open the window, peek out your head and see, is the water gone? Can we leave? And there's a very interesting answer I'd like to share with you. You know, the students once came to their rabbi, the Kutzker Rebbe, and they said, Rabbi, that guy, such a righteous guy, such a tzaddik. And the rabbi looked over and he said, yeah, he's a tzaddik in a peltz. That means he's a tzaddik in a fur coat in Yiddish. The students were puzzled. What does that mean? And the rabbi explained, when it's cold, there are two ways to keep warm. One of them is to put on a fur coat. The other one is to light a fire. Both will keep you warm. The difference is that the fur coat will only keep you warm. The fire will give everyone around you warmth as well. That guy, he's a tzaddik, but he's in a fur coat. He only cares and is only concerned about himself. Noach, our rabbis tell us, was a tzaddik in a peltz. He was a tzaddik, he was a great guy. But how many people does he save with him? No one. Besides for his family, nobody comes on that ark with him. The Torah calls him actually tzaddik tamim. Tam is one of the four sons on Leil HaSeder. That means simple, an introvert. Noach was to himself. And so Noach goes for a year on the ark. We could say that the Teva had a dual role. On the one hand, yes, it was to save his life, but it was as well at the same time a classroom. And the student was Noach. Noach had a very important lesson to learn. Noach had to learn to think of others, to be concerned with the world around him. And I think he learned his lesson because a year later, when it was time to go, Noach couldn't dare look. He didn't open the window. He didn't want to look at this destroyed world because he felt guilty. He felt partially responsible. Kind of like Lot in the city of Sodom. When Sodom was destroyed, Lot couldn't look. But the difference between Lot and Noach is that Lot couldn't look because he should have been there with them. He deserved to die with them. Noach couldn't look because he felt that they should have been in the ark with him. Tomorrow is the Yortzeit of Hacham Ovadia Yosef. And he writes in one of his books an amazing story. He says that he had a dream, and in his dream, the Ben Ish Chai comes over to him, and he's flipping through one of his famous books, the Yabia Omer. And he's very impressed, and he says to Hacham Ovadia, when are you going to publish this book? And Hacham Ovadia, in his dream, he answers the Ben Ish Chai, I don't think I'm going to go ahead with it. It's taking so much of my time. It's taking away from my personal growth. I don't think I'm going to go ahead with the rest of the project. The Ben Ish Chai said, Mizeh u'mizeh al tanach yadecha. You can't stop. You got to do this and you got to do that. You got to take care of yourself, but you also have to make sure that you are teaching and you are giving the world your knowledge. We all are gifted with an ark. For Hacham Ovadia, it was the world of halacha and the brains, the mind, the genius that he had. For some other people, it's their talents. Others, it could be their money or a kind word or their time. And we have to learn from Noach's mistake to make sure that this time we don't go on our arks alone. Shabbat Shalom.